Hello, today we're going to take a look at this awesome 1997 Ford F150 Extended Cab Stepside. 1997 was the first year for this body style of F150. Definitely kind of an iconic style. It embodies that late 90s, early 2000s kind of era of automotive design. And this is also a 3-door extended cab. So here on the passenger side, you've got the front door, and that door there is kind of a rear swinging suicide door. It does particularly look good with the step-side bed as well. This is also not just a regular F-150. This is the F-150 Lariat. So this was the top of the line at the time. You can see right there, you've got that little Lariat there and the stripe running alongside of the vehicle. You also have a similar stripe there at the bottom between the transition between white to gold. Nice alloy wheels. Truck's pretty straight. It's got a few dents and dings here and there. Very minor body issues, as I'm sure you noticed there on the tailgate. The top of it, the paint started chipping off, and so somebody went over it with a little bit of white spray paint. I wouldn't have quite gone about it that way, but nonetheless, got the job done. Continue walking around it here. Now I believe this is actually a plastic cover. It looks like it's, you've got the metal truck bed there, and then the sides, the panels on the outside are actually like a composite material, maybe even fiberglass. See there again, just a little bit of paint chipping there. Does have a locking tailgate. Plastic bed liner by Pendaliner. Seems to fit really well. The liner's not bowing up or anything. The only area that I see it a little bit is right there. But with use, that is to be expected. This does also have a nice trailer hitch, brand new spare tire. There are two new tires. Goodness, having troubles today talking. There are 2 new tires on the back, and the fronts are in reasonably good condition. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. So one way to tell, actually, I'm going to pause this before we go inside. One way to tell on some of the older vehicles and some new ones that it was a higher end model, kind of like the Lariat that this one is it's got the color matched door handles and a color matched grille as well. Sometimes the bumpers are even color matched as well. Alright, let's take a look inside. You can see you've got a little wear and tear on the front seats there, which is commensurate with its age, I would say. Otherwise, the rest of the vehicle is holding up fairly well. I gotta admit, after driving this a couple times, I love having this big fat door handle right there on the top of the door panel there. You do also have this other one, but I find myself using this one quite a bit. It's a nice, comfortable place to pull on that. And again, being the Lariat, you're gonna have the lumbar support, the 6-way power seat. There's your power door locks, windows, and mirrors. And it is embroidered Lariat. Alright, we'll go ahead and hop in. Let's get a good look at that. So that's a fairly common Ford truck stereo there for the time. One thing that I think is kind of neat is you can actually kind of tuck away your cup holder by clicking it, and you push it to click it to pull it out. Then hiding below there is your ashtray, which serves a dual purpose, because if you don't click it to unlatch it, you can just pull that out. See, and you can pull it out fairly hard, and it's not gonna pull out your cup holders with it. You do have the option to turn off the passenger airbag. Cruise control there on the steering wheel. 132,000 miles. That kind of gives you an idea of how the vehicle's holding up over time. Let's see, this is what, 14 years old? Or not 14, 24. One thing that surprises me is with the Lariat, it does not have a leather matched or a leather steering wheel cover or steering wheel. I would think they would have wrapped that in leather, but perhaps that was an option that somebody chose specifically not to get. And my thinking behind that is, the leather can wear and then tear off, which that material is not going to do that. I don't know, let's see, dash mat. I don't believe this is a factory dash mat, but it fits it well. Matches the color and everything. Go ahead and check out the glove box. As you can see, a fairly moderately sized glove box there. Oh, there we go. Passenger seat has a little bit of wear as well, especially right there where the embroidered Lariat is. Moving on down, you have the single cup holder here, in addition to the ones there. Center console storage. Now, one thing that they've largely done away with in newer trucks is that this flips up, and then you flip it up all the way. It can serve the purpose as a third seat up front. And then I believe, yep, you have to pull this little lever right there. So it's latched in place unless you pull this lever. Then it's going to come down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the passenger side there. And on our way over there, I think we'll also take a look under the hood. So under the hood of this particular truck is one of my favorite Ford engines. I'm sure somebody can already guess. However, what that is the 4.6 liter V8. The underhood light does still work, which is nice. A little dusty. Now, one difference with this 4.6 and or between this 4.6 and the 4.6 that they put in like the town cars and the Crown Victorias and stuff is this right here. It actually has a metal intake. The other intakes on the sedans are plastic. Now, I don't know if that was a year thing, but I don't think so. I've looked at a few earlier Panther platform cars, is what they call those, and they've all been plastic, and that's a known failure point. Not with this one. This one has the metal intake, which is nice. This engine, the reason I say it's one of my favorite Ford engines is this is a 500,000 mile V8 engine. They put this engine in all of the taxis, the Crown Victorias, which also served as police cars. I'm sure you guys have seen those out and about. The limousines, which is primarily the ones that get the high mileage, as well as the Grand Marquis for Mercury. It's a passenger door panel. Here's the handle that you use to access the rear door or open the rear door. You also have this handle right there, which funny enough is the same door handle that they put on the inside of the Super Duties that followed a little bit later. Does still have a cup holder back there, which is nice. There's your back seat. And I'm not sure if there is a way to put this seat up. I think so, but I do not know. So Here's what your back looks like. Close that. And there's your passenger side. Of course, on the passenger side, you're just going to have the control for the one power window and the power door locks. Let's go ahead and get a nice wide angle here. So this is the 1997 Ford F150 Extended Cab Step Side Lariat. Fairly clean vehicle. It's in pretty darn good shape. The AC blows cold. Another thing I forgot to show you in there is it does have an electronic trailer brake controller as well. It's a nice truck. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next vehicle.